the season started, everyone had the same take. The Cubs? Nah, no chance. Not this year. They were clowned, dismissed, buried behind the hype trains of the Dodgers, Phillies, and Padres. But while no one was watching, something dangerous has been building on the north side of Chicago.
Kyle Tucker into right center field. It lifted in the air. And slam. Brewhot is in. Now Miguel Amaya goes safe. And Shaw, your hero.
And now it's just too late to ignore it. What if I told you that right now, the Cubs might be the most dangerous team in the National League? More complete than the Dodgers, hotter than the Phillies, hungrier than anyone. You're probably thinking, no way. Well, here's the scary part. The numbers actually back it up. And once you see what this team has quietly been doing, you might start believing too. And if you've been riding with the Cubs all season, or you're just now waking up to what's happening in Chicago, hit that subscribe button and join the squad. You can't talk about the Cubs' World Series potential without talking about their lineup. Because right now, this offense isn't just hot, it's dangerous. And it's getting more lethal by the week. Let's start with the silent star, Seiya Suzuki. He didn't make the All-Star team this year somehow, but instead of whining, the dude went to work. And now he's torching pitchers like it's personal. With 26 home runs and 82 RBIs, Suzuki ranks near the top of the National League in both categories. But it's not just the stats, it's the moments. He flips games with one swing. He delivers when it matters most. While others may shrink under pressure, Suzuki becomes a sniper. Calm, precise, and deadly in high-leverage situations. But if Suzuki is the sniper, Crow-Armstrong is the spark, the heartbeat, the showstopper. He's the guy that brings Wrigley Field to its feet. The guy who makes opposing pitchers sweat. The guy who turns routine games into highlight reels. In just 109 games, PCA is slashing .267 with 27 homers, 78 RBIs, and 29 stolen bases. That's MVP-level power speed production. And he's doing it while playing Gold Glove defense and center. He can launch one 420 feet or drop a perfect bunt for a single. He plays baseball with chaos in his veins. And when he's on base, it's panic mode for the opposition. And while everyone's obsessing over Shohei Ohtani, PCA is building something bigger, a case for NL MVP. Ohtani may be the name, but Crow-Armstrong, he's the story. And if he keeps it up, he might just steal the trophy too.
If it's fair, it's gone.
But it doesn't stop there, because Michael Busch is quietly putting together one of the most underrated seasons in baseball. I mean, nobody is talking about this guy. And maybe they should. He's hitting .270 with 21 home runs and a stellar .867 OPS. But the advanced numbers, they're even scarier. His barrel rate is an elite 16.1%, and his WOBA sits at .373. The translation, he's not just seeing the ball, he's punishing it. He's not filler in the lineup. The dude's a weapon.
Back and it's gone.
And then there's Kyle Tucker, the vet. New to Chicago, but already everything this lineup needed. Steady, calm, and clutch. Batting .276 with 18 home runs, 61 RBIs, and an .872 OPS, Tucker's the kind of player who shows up when everyone else is gripping the bat too tight. Late innings, 2 outs, game on the line, Tucker gets it done. Take all this, put it together, and what do you got? A Cubs offense that's not just good, not just exciting, but relentless. They grind pitchers down. They take what you give and then take more. Make one mistake, just one, and it's over. And the scariest part, they're not even at full throttle yet.
And that is hack. Forget it.
The Cubs offense might be grabbing all the headlines right now, and rightfully so. But if you're looking for the reason this team can make a deep October run, it starts right here with the rotation. Because this isn't just a group of guys taking the mound. It's a calculated, battle-tested unit, quietly turning the Cubs into a postseason nightmare. It starts with the unexpected ace, Matthew Boyd. I mean, I gotta be honest, I didn't see this one coming.
Oh, ouch. Oh, my goodness.
At 34, Boyd was kind of just supposed to be a back-end guy, maybe eat up some innings and just hope he stays healthy. Instead, he's become the guy. 11-4 record, .234 ERA, a 103 whip, top 5 ERA in all of baseball. He's not just lighting up the radar gun because he doesn't need to. Boyd's doing it with pitch IQ, execution, and cold-blooded efficiency. He lives on the corners. He changes speeds. He thinks 2 pitches ahead. And when you need someone to take the ball in Game 1 of a playoff series, you don't blink, you just give it to Boyd. And then there's the technician, Shota Imanaga, second year in the league, first year feeling like a vet, 3.25 ERA, whip barely over 1. 8 wins in 12 starts. He doesn't just overpower hitters, he dissects them. His walk rate is microscopic. His pitch sequencing is clinical. And when he's ahead in the count, just forget it. You're toast. Imanaga's the kind of guy who frustrates even elite hitters. Not because of velocity, but because he never lets you get comfortable. He's calm, he's in control, and cool under pressure, and that's what makes him dangerous in October. And then there's the glue guy, Jameson Taillon. Not the flashiest name in the rotation, but maybe the most important. 4.44 ERA, 111 whip, 95 innings. He's given his rotation what every contending team needs: consistency. Even when the offense is quiet or the bullpen's gassed, Taillon shows up and delivers 5 or 6 solid frames, over and over again. He's just the anchor that keeps the chaos in check, the steady hand in the storm. You don't win in October with just aces. You win with guys like Taillon. And finally, the wild card, Ben Brown. Sure, the surface numbers look rough. 5-7 record, 6.22 ERA, 1.48 whip. But watch him pitch, and you'll see the upside is real. The fastball explodes. The strikeout rate jumps off the page. He's aggressive, he's fearless, he's one click away from becoming a weapon. In the playoffs, every team needs a guy who can come in and change momentum. And Brown could be that guy. A postseason X factor that no one's game planning for until it's too late. This isn't a one ace rotation, it's a complete arsenal. You got the veteran ace, the cerebral technician, the steady workhorse, and the breakout wild card. Each brings a different look, a different rhythm, and a different way to beat you. This is what playoff-ready pitching looks like. And when you combine it with the offense we just broke down, the scary truth is going to start to come into focus. The Cubs are built to go all the way. They're not just good, they're dangerous. And if you're still watching, that probably means you see it too. Tap that like button to help this video reach more baseball fans. And subscribe to Baseball Unleashed for fearless, no-hype breakdowns like this one. Because the media isn't going to say it, but we will. The Cubs are coming. If you were expecting fireworks at the deadline, superstar trades, blockbuster splashes, front-page headlines, the Cubs didn't give you any of that. And at first, it was easy to be underwhelmed. No Juan Soto, no big-name rental, no go-for-broke deal. But here's the thing, they didn't need flashy. They needed effective. And when you look closer, the Cubs may have had one of the smartest deadlines in baseball. Let's start with Willi Castro, a name most fans probably shrugged at. A .248 hitter with 10 homers and 9 steals at the time of the trade. Decent, but not headline-worthy. But what the box score didn't show, Castro might just be one of the most valuable postseason pieces on this roster. Why? Because he plays everywhere. Third, short, second, all 3 outfield spots. He's a switch hitter who brings speed off the bench, versatility in extra innings, and the ability to step in without missing a beat. He's the kind of guy who makes a quiet difference in Game 3 of the NLDS. Pinch runs in the 9th, makes a sliding grab in the 10th, drives in the go-ahead run in the 11th. That's the kind of weapon Willi Castro is. He's not a star, he's a Swiss Army knife for playoff baseball.
High drive right field, and it kicks past Jackson, and that's going to run. Let's watch Willi run around second on his way to third, and Quentin Berry will.
Then there's Taylor Rogers, and you probably asked the same question everyone else did. Why him? Well, it wasn't about ERA. It was about October matchups. See, the Cubs weren't building for July headlines. They were building for a Dodgers or Brewers lineup in October. And those lineups are stacked with dangerous lefties in the middle of the order. Rogers gives the Cubs a situational artist out of the pen. He's a guy who can come in to neutralize a left-handed bat in a high-leverage spot without burning your setup man. And suddenly, the bullpen becomes a puzzle the other team can't solve. He joins a relief group that now includes Andrew Kittredge, nasty stuff, postseason experience, Caleb Tilbar, underrated and deceptive, Brad Keller, power arm, and Ben Brown, the wild card with electric upside. Together, they give the Cubs something most teams don't have in October: relief depth with role flexibility. Every guy in that pen can be used in multiple spots. And that's what wins games when the margins get razor thin. So no, the Cubs didn't land a superstar and they didn't go viral on trade deadline day. But you know what they did? They got better. Ruthlessly smart moves. Low risk, high impact. Built for October. While other teams were chasing headlines, the Cubs were building a roster that wins when it matters. They didn't swing for the fences, they laid the groundwork to beat teams that did.
Reds take the opener.
While everyone's glued to the NL West arms race, tracking every move by the Dodgers, Phillies, and Padres, the real war is happening quietly in the heart of the Midwest. It's not flashy, it's not trending. But make no mistake, the Cubs and Brewers are locked in one of the most intense and underappreciated division battles in all of MLB. And as of early August, the Cubs sit just 2 games back in the NL Central standings, trading blows with the Brewers in a dogfight that feels more like October than August. But this battle isn't just about seeding, it's about survival. Because here's the harsh truth. In the National League wildcard race, second place in the NL Central might not be enough. You drop a series in September, you're done. You go cold for a week, you're watching the playoffs from your couch. That's how unforgiving this race has become. There's no safety nets, no easy outs, no mercy. And it didn't start recently. This has been building since spring. Back in late May, the Cubs were in first place at 37-22. They were clean, sharp, and fundamentally sound, one of the most efficient teams in baseball. Meanwhile, the Brewers were just trying to find their footing. But then June hit. Milwaukee's rotation caught fire. Their bullpen became lockdown. And suddenly, just like that, the Brewers surged past Chicago, flipping the NL Central and igniting a rivalry that's now redefining the 2025 postseason picture. Now, every single Cubs versus Brewers series feels like playoff baseball. Every inning has got weight, every bullpen call has consequences, and every error could shift the balance of the entire National League. This is high-stakes baseball in August, and it's only going to get more intense. And the best part? These two teams couldn't be more different. The Brewers win with contact, small ball, pitching efficiency, and elite bullpen depth. They grind, they frustrate, they play chess. The Cubs, they bring the thunder. They hit bombs, they steal bags, they swing early, often, and with intent. They're aggressive, relentless, and they're getting better with every series. It's a classic battle of styles, and it's going down to the final week. And while most of the MLB world is sleeping on this rivalry, here's what nobody's realizing. This division could shape the entire playoff bracket. All it takes is one injury, one rain delay, one blown save, one moment to decide who plays in October and who goes home early. And that's exactly where the Cubs get scary. Because when the pressure's highest, when the division is on the line, when it's must win, no excuses, the Chicago Cubs don't blink. They've got the bats, they've got the arms, they've got the swagger, and most importantly, they got something to prove. And in MLB 2025, no team with a chip on its shoulder is more dangerous than the Cubs. The scariest thing about the Chicago Cubs this season isn't just their stats, it's the fact that they're flying way under the radar. While baseball headlines are dominated by the Phillies, Dodgers, and other headline-grabbing powerhouses, the Cubs are quietly stacking wins, building relentless momentum, and ticking off every box you want to see in a legitimate World Series contender. Yet, somehow, the national spotlight keeps missing them. That's a huge mistake for any MLB fan watching the season unfold. Let's break down why the Cubs should be on everyone's radar. Advanced analytics tell the real story. Chicago boasts one of the best run differentials in the entire NL, a stat that baseball analysts swear by as the truest predictor of playoff success. Their lineup? It's loaded with power, ranking near the top for home runs, slugging percentage, and OPS. That middle-of-the-order firepower is no joke. Pitching-wise, the Cubs' starting rotation is locked in as one of the NL's elite, sitting comfortably in the top 5 for ERA. And don't overlook the bullpen either. While it might not have the flashiest names, their efficiency and timely shutdown since mid-June have been critical for turning close games into wins. But numbers don't tell the whole story. The Cubs' clubhouse vibe is another huge factor. When Crow-Armstrong had his unforgettable June blunder, literally jogging off the field mid-play after losing track of the outs, it could have crushed team morale. Instead, the veterans rallied around him. No blame games, just pure support. And Pete came back the very next night with a 2-for-4 performance and a jaw-dropping catch that had everyone talking. Seiya Suzuki's story this year is also equally inspiring. Snubbed from the All-Star roster, he didn't complain or seek the spotlight. Instead, he doubled down on his game, hitting over 280 since the break with powerful clutch homers that have tied and won games. No drama, just ice-cold baseball execution. Michael Busch, flying largely under the radar, has emerged as one of MLB's best middle-of-the-order hitters, punishing fastballs with surgical precision, even without much lineup protection. Then add Kyle Tucker to the mix, a playoff-tested veteran who's been the steady glue keeping the Cubs grounded amidst the media hype swirling around other teams. These are the signs of a team built for October. The Cubs are battle-tested, resilient, and unfazed by the pressures or the lack of national attention. They don't just survive adversity, they're thriving on it. So if you've been sleeping on the Cubs, now's your wake-up call. This isn't a rebuilding year. This is a rise. A championship-caliber team with the grit, talent, and chemistry to shock the baseball world. The Cubs are coming. Are you ready to witness it? There is still time for things to change in the MLB, but the Cubs have a real shot at October glory. Will they finally break the curse and bring a World Series trophy back to Chicago? If you love deep MLB analysis, insider breakdowns, and the latest Cubs updates, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join our community of passionate baseball fans chasing the thrill of October baseball. We're on a journey to reach 10,000 subs, and we want you on the journey with us. Drop your predictions in the comments. Do the Cubs have what it takes to go all the way this season? Let's get the conversation started, because this story is far from over.